Hello, this is Husky10 and I am going to do a little tutorial today. We're going to be making a Pong game similar to the one you see on Scratch a lot, this one. As you can tell, I'm terrible. I'm really bad at this, so... If I can... Yeah, you get the picture. I'm just gonna let it... There, see? We're gonna make something similar to this. But we are going to be using gdevelop. Which is a free open source game engine, but you don't need programming knowledge for this. I use this quite a bit. It's my default one mainly to go to. So we're going to go to File, Create New Object. Now create new game and start an empty game from scratch. Now I am going to do one thing. I'm going to save as and make it to a more accessible file so I can easily get to it later and it's not taking up a lot of space on my computer. Now, first thing you want to do is create a scene. We're going to rename it game. At least I'm going to name it game. You can call it whatever you want. So I'm going to call it game and hit and click it. Now there's another thing I want to do. I'm going to go into game settings, properties, and I'm going to uncheck this because if I don't, you get this, which is not exactly what I want. So properties, uncheck, hit apply. Now you got something more like this. I know the black ugly lines couldn't be there, but you can go back and change it to your liking. So, but I'm gonna leave it as is. Now right click it, go to scene properties, add a color. So I'm gonna color it orange. Okay, now you want to create new object, tiled sprite, and I'm going to create one with pixel or whatever it's called. I'm going to keep it black. Hit save and apply. Now cover all of it. Now cover it like this around your play area. Just cover the outside. You don't want it showing on your play field, because this is your outside border that your ball's gonna bounce off of. Now hit play. Can you see it? No, so it's good. Another thing that the game has is this red part, which stops the game and pretty much symbolizes you lost. So I'm gonna go create another one and I'm gonna call it danger. Create, edit with pixel, and I'm gonna call it red. I'm gonna color it red. So apply, go down. You want this one, however, to be visible to the player. So play, how's that look? Very good. That's what we want. Now I'm gonna rename this one border just to like, you know, make it easier on you or me. Now I'm gonna create a character sprite, and I'm gonna edit with Pisco, and I'm gonna color it yellow. This will be your player. Okay, so drag that in, size it however you like, place it right here. And we're going to, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to edit object, go to behaviors, and add the top down movement. Now I'm going to get rid of default controls. I'm going to get rid of this, change this to 0, and acceleration will be 500. Hit apply. Now you see we have this character for paddle, but it doesn't do anything with the keys. So to do this, to make it move, we're going to add 2 new events. We're going to select key pressed left. Okay, copy and paste it, and we're going to do right. Okay, now we want it to simulate left, and we want it to simulate right. Now press play, and you now have a movable character. But we got a problem. He's moving through the border. Okay, and that's another problem. So let me edit the player again. Max speed 500. You kind of want to tweak the game as it goes. Now the problem is it's moving. We'll keep this at 200. And this is, oh, that's it. Deceleration should be at 800. There we go. Now, again, you have the problem. It's going to go through the border, and we don't want that, so we're going to create a new event, add an action, select player, and then separate object from border. Press play, and we have a character that can't, and we have a paddle that can't go through the border. Now I'm gonna change one more thing. I'm gonna change the acceleration to 400, make him go a little faster. Now we need the ball, so add another sprite, name it ball, add an animation, cancel, edit with Pisco, and we want it, I'm gonna color it blue. Save. You can color it whatever you want. Now here we have our ball. I'm gonna resize it we want to do one thing. Go to behaviors, add a behavior object, search new behaviors, then look for bounce. Click it and install. Now you want to select it, and this thing now has bounce. So we're going to do when ball is in collision with border, we want the ball to bounce off the border. Now we want a new event at the beginning of the scene. We want to add a force angle, permanent, -500 to, and let's see what happens when we type in 400. Hit OK. Now we have a ball that goes, but it goes through the player and the danger part. So we're going to say when the ball is in collision with the player, it will bounce off the player. Now we have this. It's starting to look more and more like the Scratch game. But it still goes through that. So we're going to create a new scene. It's very important you keep your scenes in order. Now rename it Game Over. Open it. Scene properties, I'm going to color it red. And I'm going to add a title. I'm going to call it, I'm going to have it say Game Over. This is optional. I have some downloaded fonts, so I'm going to use this. A random font I found off of Google. And hit apply. Now drag it in, and we have this. Now when the ball is in collision with danger, change the scene to not that. Game Over. Now we have a game where the ball bounces off the paddle. And when it hits that, it goes to Game Over, which is good. Now I'm gonna tweak this a tiny bit. When the ball bounces off a player, I'm gonna add play sound. I'm gonna add some sound from a site called SFXR. Sound effects. I'm going to choose this, an explosion sound. I'm gonna set the volume to 70, and we do not want it to loop. Hit OK. Now press play. Now whenever it hits the paddle, I think the volume is still a little too high, so I'll change it to 50. Now, there we go, a lot better. I also want it to play sound when it bounces off the borders, so play a sound I'm gonna say a hit sound. Now again, 50. There we go. Now, there's something. No, I'm gonna copy this one to this one. Alright, now there's some stuff I want to add. There's something I want to add which this game didn't. This game did not have a score. And since this is my remake and I can make it whatever I want, I'm gonna add a global variable. I'm gonna call it, should I call it score? I'll call it scorekeeper. And I'm gonna set it to 0. Hit apply. Now, we want it to add to the score whenever it hits the paddle. So, we're going to add an action. Variables, global variables, value of a global variable. We're going to select our variable, set it to equal, and no, wait, we want to add 1. Okay, now we have it, but it's not visible. It's not visible. So, to fix that, we're going to add a, we're going to add a text. Now, I want it to say score. I'll label it score. Hit apply. Now, I'm gonna put it in the middle, but there's just a problem. First off, to tidy it up, I'm gonna set it to the background. You don't have to do that. I just thought it would look weird if the ball was going through it. So, but we have the problem where the ball isn't where the score doesn't do anything. So, add a new event. Now text, modify text, equals to, and we're going to search for variable, text of a global variable, and select our variable. Hit apply, and then hit OK. Now when we play our game, every time it hits the paddle or the player, there's a score. And we have a working game. Not bad, but there's some stuff I want to add still. So, as you can see, we died. Add a new scene, move it up to the first one, and call it menu. Now double click it, and we have this. I'm gonna change property, change the color to brown, and add a text. I'm gonna title it title, and the text will say Pong. I'm gonna make it big though. There we go. We now have this. Now, add a new sprite. I'm gonna entitle it play. Alright, so I'm gonna title this animation play 1. Color it No, I don't want that. I'm gonna color it yellow. Save. Then I'm gonna add another animation and call it play 2. Add animation, play 1, edit with Pascal. But I'm gonna delete this. And I'm gonna color another color. Save it. And we're ready to make our menu button. Now go to events. I'm gonna add a group just to organize it, so I'm gonna title it play button. Add a new event, add a condition, and select our play button, and then select mouse. The cursor touch / touch is on an object. Hit OK. Then hit add action. Change the animation by name to play 2. Okay, now to test it out, this is what would happen. But it doesn't go back, so we're going to do 2 more things. Add a new event and indent it. Then type in mouse. Now when the mouse button is pressed or held down, and select left as primary, then you want to change the scene to the game. And you get this. It goes to the game. Now we are going to add a new event, copy and paste this, and copy and paste that, but we're going to double click this one and invert it. Then we are going to change it to, instead of animation 2, to animation 1. So you're on it, you're off it, there it is. It changes color and all that. Now to make it look a little nicer, I'm going to add a text, play text, add the text to play, and choose my font and place it on top of the play button. And there we go. We now have a play button. But what about the quit button? Every game needs a quit button. So I'm going to create another sprite. Call it quit. Add animation. I'm going to color this one red this time, because I think red is the symbol for quitting. Yeah, and then add animation, do the same thing. This time I'm going to make it a lighter color. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to call this quit 1 and quit 2. Hit apply. Now I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the play button, but this time I'm gonna, so they're the same width. I'm gonna put it down here, and we're ready to program. So add a new group and title it quit. Copy and paste the top one. but instead of it saying play, we're going to change it to quit. And set the animation and paste the animation and have it say quit too. Always save your work and test it. Okay, something's not right. Oh, there we go. How can I be? Okay. Now you want to indent this one also, and instead of saying change scene, you're going to type in quit the game. Okay. Now copy and paste this, invert it again, copy and paste this, and change it to quit 1. There we go. Now we have our full game. Let's see how we did. Oh, we forgot one thing. You wanna... Okay, we're going to... quit. Text. Quit. Color. Keep it the same color. Now we want to keep it the same size as this. So 29. Hit apply and add it. And now we have a game with a working menu, an actual game, and a game over screen. So let's play it. There's no music. You can add that if you want. Here's a working quit button. Here's the play button. Now some people might say it's better using the mouse as a controller, but I couldn't figure out how to do that. And this is Pong. I hope you've enjoyed this game and this tutorial. Thank you for watching.